Well, it is what it is. We knew we had to make any final, you got to win more games than you lose. So that's reality of the competition we're in. We knew that we were hoping to beat South Africa and West Indies, not just these two games, but the games before as well. So we're in the situation we're in. Hopefully we'll play well against West Indies and ensure we're in the final and next Sunday. Yeah, most definitely. I think knowing that it comes down to this last game for us, and that's why we went for a bit more experience this game. We got Maxi back in, obviously Mitchell Stark coming back in, a bit of World Cup experience there. So they're all pressure games. All one-day internationals are pressure games, but certainly in this instance, over these last two, there's real pressure because, as I said, it's game on. We haven't done ourselves any favours in the sense that we haven't got ourselves automatically into the final like we would have liked to have. So yeah, it's good. It's good to see guys under pressure. And this is a little bit more pressure than a normal one-day international on Tuesday. Yeah, most definitely. I think one is experience, and when you lose someone like David Warner, you lose that experience. Maxi has played a bit of cricket now, but also his dynamic fielding. We've talked a bit about our fielding over this tournament, so to bring Maxi back into the side, his fielding adds a lot. He also gives us, we've talked a bit about not being able to finish off our innings as well as we would have liked to. With the way he goes about his business, we thought that would add something to that, and obviously with his off-spin bowling. So, yeah, it's nice to have that up our sleeve. Yeah, well, we've got to consider a couple of things now. I think Adam Zamp will definitely come into it, the leg spinner. He probably would have played this morning had it not have rained, so that was more strategic with the wet outfield. But then you've also got to consider how we're going to go against the West Indies and whether we bring Nathan Coulter-Nile back in because he's played a couple of games. Scotty Boland hasn't played a game now and he hasn't played for a while. So that's what we're hoping to perhaps give him a game today and go from there. So they're the things we have to look at. So we'll weigh up the West Indies for one, and we'll weigh up the conditions, and we'll weigh up how the squad's travelling. No, I think you have to keep it as relaxed as possible, no doubt. And sometimes in big games, what you tend to do is over-analyse it. And you want everything to be perfect, but often, my experience, my novice experience as a coach, I guess, over the last few years, is that the less you can put in their mind, the more you can just let them go and play. And I've seen a lot in 2020 cricket particularly, but in one-day cricket, these kids, you let them go and play. That's it. So the less you can complicate it, the better. And I often talk about it in 2020 cricket. I said, we don't have team meetings in 2020 cricket. We don't have much up. We might have one or two dots up on the board, and people talk about all this analysis of different oppositions, and well, I must be doing it wrong at the Scorchers because we tend to go the opposite way. We want to simplify it, particularly for young minds and for the senior players. They've been there before, so we don't need to complicate it for them. They've got their cues, they know their processes. So we'll just try and keep it as simple as possible, and hopefully they can go out and play and enjoy the experience of playing at this magnificent ground.